Let's go. All right, you ready to lock in?
Yeah.
I'm ready to start this one. This is exciting.
Maybe I've been wearing the shirt a lot.
The fish tour.
Well,
Shirt.
just because it has the tennis court on it. That's why. I like the tennis court.
So it's a nice shirt.
Yeah.
It's a pleasing to the senses shirt. All right, special guest today, Ryan Mason. This is Ryan Mason's third appearance doing this. He's a fine tennis player, fine gentleman, wonderful man, a wonderful father. So welcome back, Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
Very, very good to see you. We were just talking a moment ago about you guys had a match recently.
Not recently. It's been a while.
How long has it been?
It's been a year exactly.
Been about a year.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun listening to the.
Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do the rematch.
Yeah, I want to do it again as soon as the weather allows us. One of these days,
Winter
we're
time?
gonna do it. I think November 2nd sounds nice.
That's fine. It
Yeah.
looks like it's going to happen around winter time
Yeah.
due to the schedule.
I'm gonna open up after Thanksgiving or so. So
Different surface?
grass.
No, we're going to play and play.
You got it.
All right.
Where is the nearest grass court to Dolphin Island or Gulfport or Ocean Springs, Mississippi?
There is an artificial grass court in Gulf Shores I've seen.
Really?
It's like at the green felt surface.
Really?
So-
I've played on artificial one. It's different. It's weird.
That's called AstroTurf.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
I've never hit on it. So
You know the Mobile Tennis Center here in Mobile used to have AstroTurf courts. So if you're aware of Mobile Tennis Center, and you know if you drive through the tennis center, they have like 30 courts on one side and like 40 courts or 50 courts on the other side. The old side, which is where the brick clubhouse is, there used to be 1, 2, 3, 4 AstroTurf courts right there. And it was like AstroTurf, and they threw sand on it. There was sand.
Yes, that's what we had in Virginia. That's the same thing we had in Virginia.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right. Well, hey, welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is July the 2nd. That would be Sábado en Español. Still trying to get fluent. Still never happened, Carla. We're gonna start out with the Nick Kyrgios Stefanos Tsitsipas match only because we just got done watching it. Okay.
That definitely was the popcorn match.
yes.
Yeah.
Should have been on center court.
Okay. So
Should've been on
I'm
center.
gonna turn it over to you guys. But are you happy about who won that match?
Yes and no. I'm not a Kyrgios fan, and Carla has said today multiple times that he's not good for the game because he comes across as someone who doesn't put a lot of work in, and he comes out and he gets this big result against a top 5 player. But I wrote down in my notes for the show today that I look at him kind of like a rock star, kind of like an Axl Rose or a David Lee Roth in like a big band. Somebody who is controversial, divisive, kind of mean sometimes. If you look at the 80s hairband days, you had these larger than life figures, and they would come on stage, and sometimes they would be rocking out to 30,000 people. And sometimes they would come out drunk or high, or sometimes they would suck. And sometimes there'd be fights and riots. You never knew what you were going to get with someone like an Axl Rose or a David Lee Roth back in those days. And I kind of look at Kyrgios as kind of like that figure, because I think he's not necessarily good in the sense that he's doing things the right way. And I do think that's going to put a pretty low ceiling on his career. But I think he sells out stadiums. And I think that's one of the reasons why, because he is the personality that he is. Love him or hate him, people do want to see it.
No, I agree with you, Ryan. To me, it's just a terrible message. I see like Philip Brooks, who's trying to play for college tennis.
He's here.
He's at King Kyrgios. Terrible message for him to watch that.
Philip,
As
come
a
on,
kid,
bro.
for you to admire someone like Nick Kyrgios is terrible.
Come on.
In life, those that work hard, like Nadal or Kyrgios, are humble, are the ones who should advance in life. For Tsitsipas, I felt like it's a big slap to his face. Here's a guy that practices hard, tries his best, lost to a freaking clown, let him get to his head. He had that match. He had it. He had the second set and allowed Nick's mouth to get into his head.
Exactly.
It's a terrible message, because this is
It's not a terrible message.
It's a terrible
That's
message
sports, Carla.
for the youth. For the youth
You
to
what?
Sure. For the youth to admire this guy,
I don't admire him. He just played a good tactic.
It's a terrible message for this guy to keep advancing, and I'm hoping that maybe Nakashima could do something about it. Maybe American tennis could be known for beating Nick Kyrgios. I'm just saying.
Can I say something for a moment? Carla, is it true that you have now two boys that are in the United States military? Do you think when they go there to go to boot camp that the drill sergeant's not in their face like, what? Trying to break them down?
But that's discipline.
No, Nick Kyrgios employed a tactic of being an asshole and broke them down.
No, Justin,
what's wrong with that?
I don't have a problem with him. My dad used to do it to us. I don't have a problem with Nick Kyrgios doing that. I think that's good. My dad used to talk a lot of shit to his opponents, and he would get to their head.
And
there is nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
I'm talking about what he stands for.
What does he stand for?
Calling an umpire dumb. You're so stupid, man. How can you not see that? You're an idiot, man. And allowing a person to talk to another person down, to me, is disgraceful. If I was that umpire, I would have said, you know what? Point warning, point penalty, game. How many times did Nick Kyrgios belittle this umpire?
Okay, I stand.
And then even the line judge had to run up, like what happened in Serena, and tell on him because of the way he was speaking to him. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the smack talk.
Okay, from a moral standpoint,
Boxers
yes.
do that.
From a moral standpoint, his behavior was unacceptable.
Absolutely.
However, from a tactical standpoint, that was acceptable.
Tsitsipas was stupid for a lot of time.
But maybe he could not have achieved that level of tactical outcome if he didn't use some of the work. So who was a genius at doing the same thing? John McEnroe. John McEnroe did the same thing, and he's calling the game. He's calling the damn match.
Guys, there is nothing wrong with someone smack talking.
Whatever.
Smack talking is part of the game. I've seen my dad do it. I've seen many players in leagues do it. I've seen many pros do it. That's part of it. Mentally, you can't deal with it. Tough on you. I'm talking about the yelling at an umpire, yelling at a line umpire, talking like just acting like a thug. That's what I'm talking about. That is what's terrible part for tennis.
You know what I thought was pretty cool though? Okay, Nick Kyrgios has always been the ladies' man in a way, and I know Carlos like
he's ugly.
Like,
why
did they do that?
But
But did you notice that Nick Kyrgios' girlfriend, pretty girl, was in his box, right? I was thinking about the Tupac song, Bonnie and Clyde.
She's okay.
Me and my girlfriend.
She's
okay.
The song? She's okay. When they did the close-up,
I was thinking about me and my girlfriend. It seems like Nick Kyrgios is playing better with a stable girlfriend in his box.
Poor girl.
Homeboy might win this tournament, but I don't think that Djokovic will allow that. We'll get into that in a moment.
First of all, he would have to face Nadal before Djokovic.
Fair enough. Now, if you didn't,
he's not cute. He's cute. He's not cute, Stephanie.
Let's go, Stephanie. I appreciate it.
He looks like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Come on, Stephanie. Let's go.
Hey, yo.
Let's go.
Hey, yo, mate.
Come on. Let's go, Stephanie. Way to stand up.
Not cute. But then again, okay. I don't like dark guys, so maybe he's not my type. You know, I like the lighter guys.
But you are dark.
Exactly. I like the opposite.
So, okay. All right. Anyway, has anyone ever watched NBA basketball or NFL football or soccer or football? Not American football and this soccer, you kick your ball. Do you not understand that these guys talk shit to each other every snap, every down? Do you think when Tom Brady sits there behind the center and asks for the ball, set one, set two, let's go, Hunt? Do you think that the linebackers over there saying, hey, man, you're so cool. Can't wait to get your autograph. Come rip your face off, man, and screw off. I
saw your mama last night.
I
saw your mama last night. What you gonna do?
Why is Draymond Green why is Draymond Green one of the best players in all of defensive basketball? Because of his mouth. It gets inside people's heads and they lose track of their assignments.
He intimidates
people. Tsitsipas was bullied.
He got bullied.
Mentally.
He got bullied, and Papa couldn't help him. Yeah. Papa, don't breathe.
Yeah, right. But look,
terrible for Tsitsipas.
Yeah, but Tsitsipas should know better. Why have we always called Tsitsipas, aka Sissy?
He needed to go text his dad in the bathroom.
He needed to go.
He didn't take that bathroom break. Why didn't he take that bathroom break? Why do you think he didn't take the bathroom break?
Because of the rule that he had put in place.
The sissy rule.
Yeah.
Well, probably too, because of the guy standing across him. Well, probably kicked his butt at the locker room.
Yeah,
that's true.
By the way, did you see who was in the box of Tsitsipas?
It looked like Mark Philippoussis.
Mark Philippoussis.
I thought that was Mark Philippoussis.
It was Mark Philippoussis.
Yes.
He's still cute.
Trivia question: which GOAT, which greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, which one of the greatest of all time met Philippoussis and beat Philippoussis for his maiden and first major, and it just happened to be on grass?
Better.
Yes.
Exactly.
2003.
I think it was 02, wasn't it?
It was 3.
Was it 03?
I think it was 03.
Because 02.
Or was it 01? It was 2001.
Nah, you're going back to back.
I don't know.
03.
01.
Federer won his first Grand Slam in 03.
Yeah.
I'm going to check this out.
Because 02, Leighton Hewitt beat David Nalbandian.
If you remember that, I'm
I
going to show
03.
myself.
03.
It is 03.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you just were.
02 was Hewitt beats Nalbandian.
Let's go, bro. Freaking chess piece right here. Chess piece.
You're grunting too loud. Your grunting is inappropriate.
Are you talking about Nadal?
The man.
Was
right
it?
there, the man told
Was
him.
it 2001? Was that the one where Anisimova and Rafter, or was that because 01 was the year that Sampras lost to Federer, but Federer didn't win the tournament. I think 01 was whenever Anisimova and Rafter played in the final, and there was that long 5-setter.
That's great knowledge drop.
I'm pretty sure.
That's,
I don't
think
remember.
you're
that's a
right.
sticky memory. That's
right.
that's
Remember,
excellent.
it was
Sticky memory.
Federer was a teenager and took out Sampras in the 4th round in 5.
Sticky
He
memory.
didn't win the tournament, but it was like the first flash of like, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have that match on DVD.
It's good.
Yeah, 19-year-old.
It's nostalgic. You can go back and watch it and just kind of chill.
I also have the 95 Australian Open final on DVD. I've got a Sampras Agassi 95.
Wow.
But by the way, when we woke up this morning, we initially turned on matches, right? And we've talked about the importance of being a student of the game, like a student. Like as tennis players, you can play or you can watch it, but to be, I guess, the complete package, you have to respect the study aspect of it, to be a student of the game, right? So there was ESPN was just coming on this morning, and I grabbed a couple pictures. This is me taking a picture of ESPN, my television screen, and here was Nadal being a student of the game by walking out to the practice court carrying his own balls. Okay, see, he's got his ball hopper there, right? He's being a student of the game. Okay, I'm impressed by this. I think it's important that you carry a book with you sometimes on court, whether it's to write in or whether it's to read.
And there's also a picture behind me of Nadal after he just stubbed his toe. It was.
Oh, he stubbed his toe. This was your boy Robert right here. He sent this to us.
Let's go. Okay, here's another picture that again, this is off my television.
Oh, I get it now.
So here's another one. So here's Nadal walking down, going to the court with a basket of balls. And if you notice, he's left-handed, right? So he's cradling the rackets in his left hand. Now, you always see good tennis players when they walk with their tennis rackets. They don't have them in their playing hand, and they don't have the head of the racket down. They don't drag it across the ground like a sack of potatoes. They hold it up and cradle it by their non-playing hand, and this is what he's doing.
He is right-handed, but he's holding it left and right.
Exactly.
He's holding the hopper with
exactly.
right-handed.
Mike Hashish Sai said that. You're correct. Mike Sai, Nadal is right-handed. Correct. He plays tennis left.
Stephanie, I have to correct you. Nadal complaining to Statistical that he was grunting too loud. No. It was after he hit the ball.
We
watched it 3 or 4 times to make sure. Shame on this idiot to hit the ball and then grunt after the ball leaves. Yeah. Shame on this person because that's all he could do.
You know, one thing I want to talk about with grunting is when you hit a ball and you exhale and kind of push air out, you can kind of go, whew. And when you do that, you can make a little bit of noise, but to carry it all the way through your follow through and the ball's already going over the net and you're going, ah, that's actually on purpose. And that is meant to be a distraction. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right. So good for him for having the balls to call him out and say, come here.
Who sent you this?
Gene Swart.
Hey, really quickly while it's here, Gene Swart in South Africa and Thomas Chi in Canada are doing our fantasy team leaderboard, tallying points. They just sent Carla the top 8, or at least the top 8 that are in contention. And I only say this because we have a lot to talk about. This is going to be an hour or longer. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. These are the people that are still, or that are not still. 2 of these people will win $50 US that we'll send to you almost immediately. By the way, there are 7 of you left after Swiatek lost today, and that's a whole other topic for a moment.
Yay! Yay! I guessed that. Told you.
Okay. that's a whole other topic for the next segment. But for now, here are the people that are in contention going into the second week of Wimbledon for us to send you $50 each for the top two, and I'll give you the final 7 that are playing for the $600 cash US that we will send you. If you win the $600 cash, we are going to do it on this show. So be ready to have a trophy speech and all that shit. Anyway, in first place is Sonia Lahiri with 75 points. He's in the lead by himself. Second place, Zest for Life. Zest for Life's been a big player for a long time. He's always in the thick of it. Zest for Life is in second place, tied with 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
No, here's the total. What are you
Oh, I'm looking in the green. My bad.
No.
I'm looking in the green. There's like a multicolored screen.
No.
Okay, Sonia Lahiri is still in first place with 75 points. Good score. Zest for Life is still in second with 72 points. And
third?
Oh, he's got the number wrong. And third is Antek Kaminsky with 68 points. And fourth is Tom Chi with 67 points, tied with Blakely Prine. Are you freaking serious?
All right.
I already gave Blakely a racket not long ago.
Which she gets to Mark, which
she donated to Mark.
Which is not helping him. It would have
How
helped you more. It would have helped you more. It's not helping
But
Mark.
it's okay. At least the racket stays in the family. Still 5K all day.
That's a girl racket.
That's not a girl racket. That's a Pure Strike 100. That's a beast racket.
His hand is too big for that racket.
Oh, no, it's got a 4 1/4 grip.
Yeah.
That's not a girl racket.
It's a girl racket. It was more custom for a girl. You better have small hands.
I got dumber with that statement.
You talked about the grip size.
It's a 4 1/4. I play with a 4 1/4 when I'm a girl now.
Yeah, you're a girl.
What, Willis? It's a Pure Strike 100.
But
strung with
in
Witek
Mark's
strings,
hand-
Hexagon X, beast
But in
mode.
Mark's hand, I watched the racket twist a lot. So
Okay, well, I play with a 4
I think
1/4.
he
I
has
guess I'm a girl.
he has bigger hands.
You got
than you.
children's running around, but
Welcome to 5K tennis, everybody.
yeah, here we go.
He sees this all the time.
Yeah, I love this guy. He's like my brother from a different mother. Okay, I forgot what I was talking about. Where did we leave off?
Gene Schwartz did you say Jose P?
Oh, yes, I didn't finish. Yeah, that's where we left off. Thank you, Carla, my yin and yang. And Jose P and Gene Swart are tied. What's up, Gene Swart, Jose P, at 66. And by the way, the second week has not begun. Fourth round is quote unquote second week, and that begins tomorrow. So that's when the 2-point players start kicking in. Anyway, for those who aren't playing, I won't bore you.
And I'm so happy that Swiatek lost because
Okay, now.
and golf.
Okay. We're speaking of Nadal. There was a video of Nadal earlier talking about his thoughts on Iga Swiatek. So what I want to do is now we know she lost, but let me play this video of Rafa Nadal talking about Iga Swiatek. Okay, I don't know if I can do this or what. Here. All right, ready?
Yeah, and when she's with confidence, I think she has a shot that very difficult to stop from the rest of the girls. Yeah, I like her. I think she has a very positive attitude for the local tennis. Happy that a good girl like her is having a lot of success.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she lost.
Okay.
Which we knew.
Okay.
She barely got through that last match.
Yeah, and now we hear Rafa Nadal, which, by the way, the only reason why I show these videos is because I feel like I'm just hearing syllables, but because I know that he's a tennis player and I know he's being asked a question, I'm guessing because he is in a press conference that he's talking about a tennis player, and because he's humble, he's being uplifting and positive.
Sure.
But ultimately, I think I'm just hearing vowels. E, U, E, O, E, I, U, A, E, I, O, U, and then you hear a random humble and a random she like A, E, I, O, she, humble, she good, she good. What the hell? I'm very good. See, I can decipher that he is talking about a tennis player, and
that is sport.
Exactly.
That is sport.
Okay, so let's see if we can hear the difference between his description of Swiatek and that of Coco Gauff. Here we go. Ready for the Coco Gauff description? Here we go. Let's go with this one. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, it's on mute.
I think if she's able just to improve a little bit with this physical performance that she has, probably we will talk about the player that she will be able to get
Okay, let's do that one again. She will be a better player.
He sounds like a Spanish robot.
Yeah.
When she's not playing that well, she keeps fighting till the end, running for the ball. I think if she's able just to improve a little bit with this physical performance that she has, we'll talk.
Very good.
She will be.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
He goes, yeah, very good.
Yeah, I'm glad.
All you need to know is very good. Can you imagine him coaching you? You did very good today.
But Rafa, my balls went out. Very good.
Very good, man.
Very good.
Very good. To play, unbelievable. Unbelievable today. You gotta work very hard to accomplish your goal.
Mhm.
And you know, Ryan, just work hard, like I have.
Very good. That is sport.
So Ryan, can I ask you an objective question, and Carla, and all of you? You guys answer this. I'll just answer the question. There is one year that personally I've seen Rafa Nadal play as good as tennis as he is now, if not better. But I feel that this one may rival that.
Yeah.
Okay. That year for me was 2010.
Yes.
He was dressed in all black, the ski mask, and doing damage on center court, right? Arthur Ashe Stadium, because he won the U.S. Open that year. Did he not that year do the Wimbledon French double in 2010?
I think so. I think in 2010, didn't he beat Tomas Berdych in the final?
That was a good
Yeah,
year.
Thomas Berdych
That was
did
a
not
good
like
year.
him. Did not like him. He always bitched about Nadal, and Nadal showed him
Yes.
his boss.
Tomas Berdych is one of the greatest players to ever play that has not, or that did not win a major.
And then in 2010, he beat Novak in 4 sets at the U.S. Open final.
Wow.
I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Great knowledge drop. Is Rafael Nadal, Ryan and Carly, is Rafael Nadal currently, right now, and all of you, is Rafael Nadal playing the best tennis of his career right now?
No.
No, I don't think so
No,
either.
I don't think he is. I think that he was playing between probably 2009 and 2011, 12. In those years right there, he was fantastic. Like when he beat Roger in the 09 Australian Open in 5, when he beat him in the 08 Wimbledon final. He had a prime in there where he was really unstoppable on any surface, not just the clay. But I think that this year, it's almost kind of like he's been the player that's weathered the storm the best. He's still around. He still works hard. Pardon my language, there's just not a lot of bullshit with him. He's just a hardworking person. He does his job. He does his job well. He's not as maniacal as someone like Kyrgios, and he doesn't bring as much controversy as someone like Djokovic. And he's not someone who, I hate to say it, kind of has to show off how great he is like Federer. He's just his own guy.
I can respect that.
I don't think he's playing. He's not in his prime. He's 36 years old, but he's still right now. I think he's handling this post-COVID, whatever you want to call it, as good as anybody. And right now, he's really the best player in the world right now.
And Ryan makes a great point here. And you guys know I'm a huge Roger Federer fan. Believe it or not, I have a tattoo on my back of Roger Federer. Anyway, but he mentioned the point that Nadal doesn't have to show off about his greatness. In my opinion, I agree with you, because what the thing that Roger Federer would do, and it wasn't that he was trying to show off. It was, but kind of. I have a friend that way, that has a place downtown, right? The same way. So in other words, what he would do is he would show up to the party in like a super ultra rare, Mercedes-Benz GEO with the flip up doors, and then he would, kind of plot it off. He would get out in his, white sneakers and a sweater, but dude, the car, I get Nadal has the yacht and so forth, but Nadal keeps his private life relatively quiet.
He's more grounded.
Trouble-minded said he doesn't bring controversy like Djokovic. What controversy has Nadal brought? Trouble-minded. I'm just curious.
I missed that. What controversy?
Where have we seen controversy?
But where did the controversy even come from?
Well, because Brian mentioned he doesn't bring controversy as other players.
Yeah, and I'm just talking like, in the sense of, Djokovic with everything going. I'm not saying Djokovic is wrong, but the Australian Open situation was unfortunate. But I'm saying that Nadal just doesn't bring a lot of negative stigma with him. He doesn't bring a lot of bad energy.
No, he doesn't. And today he was
Whoa,
right.
whoa. Okay,
Well,
finish.
Today he was right for calling Tsitsipas or telling the umpire, "Come on, man! How many times has Justin here complained about grunters who hit the ball and then grunt after?"
Exactly. I do agree
That
with
is
the
not
dollar
controversial.
percent.
That is right. How many times do you stop yourself from serving because there's a car passing by?
Often.
Can you imagine someone whacking a ball and then grunting after that? We rewound it.
I totally agree with.
What controversy has Nadal brought?
During the Sonego Nadal match, when Nadal spoke to him as a man face to face, Sonego. This is another one of those name translations. Muguruza went to Muguruza, Ranich went to Raonic.
So you know how now I remember
Sonic
the Hedgehog?
yeah.
Sonic, go.
He kind of looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. But I totally agree with Nadal on this one. And by the way, for those of you that have ever played against a significant grunting opponent, it's a nightmare. But when that grunt comes after the ball is struck, it becomes a hindrance. So let me explain. In the rule book of tennis, especially USTA, which Blakely Prine out there is friend at court. I think she's watching. She's a certified ref, USTA. What's up? Let's go, girl. Anyway, and that's an admirable position. The friend at court book is nothing short of a lot of encyclopedic type information. Great job to get the friend at court. My dad had it as well. I'm sure my dad will watch this. He's with you. You guys are both certified refs, and he's 84. But yeah, it's an intense course and well studied. It's very difficult to be able to be a good ref. But the problem,
he didn't react.
The problem with the delayed grunt. First of all, just the regular grunt makes you want to slap him in the face.
A regular grunt is terrible.
It just the.
But then the delayed grunt, that is terrible. He was doing it on purpose. He knows he was.
So let's look at doubles for a moment. There are certain rules within the game of doubles that really are separated from themselves from singles because of some intricacies, some nuances, right? So in doubles, a lot of people communicate, switch, move back, up, left, number two. Yeah, like Patrick Bull and Steve Morgan. They're two of our club players, and they're extremely good doubles players, and they communicate. And they always do it right. They don't do it to hinder others. Now, what would hinder others be? Let's say that the ball leaves the hitting person's, or the ball is headed towards them. So if I'm playing you, and you go and hit your shot forehand, and the ball is traveling towards me in my direction, and then there's an audible sound, it can be called a let because of a hindrance. However, if the ball is on the way to me, or if I haven't made contact with the ball yet, I can make noise and it's not a hindrance. So when the ball has been struck, they breathed and the ball is coming across the net, coming towards myself, and all of a sudden they hear it becomes a hindrance. It's delayed. It's look, some people get nervous when they hear like what? You get the hiccups, and you're like, shut up. And you're like, woo. And you lose the damn hiccups. It startles you, right? Sonego was straight up pulling the stupid ass, hideous, stupid, pansy, nasty, gnarly, he looked like a bitch doing that. He was playing a point. He beat up the ball. He did. Ball going all the way across the net. He got fucking cow taking a shit in the woods. He'd go ahead and slice the ball like a nice gentle slice, and he'd be like, shut up, dude. And finally Nadal called him out on that shit. He was like, come here, bro. And he spoke to him in Spanish to the net, and he was like, your shit's whack. Shut up.
Told him in Spanish, your grunting is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. Nadal
it's unacceptable. And Trouble Mind says smashing rackets is controversy. Yelling what? No, the controversy I know they had it. He was himself, and being yourself is not acceptable. No Trouble Mind. I'm sorry, but as a tennis coach and as a tennis player, I definitely don't want to see someone yelling at their camp. I definitely don't want to see someone smashing rackets. Almost, if you watch it in slow motion, you see the what do you call it?
Shards of
the
graphite.
shards that can hurt somebody. What would you say if your son or your daughter got something in their eye and made them blind? Would you feel the same way about Novak Djokovic? Would you feel the same way about any player that does that? Shame on Novak for doing. Shame on anybody. Serena. Shame on Tsitsipas. Shame on Kyrgios. That is garbage.
It's not just my man. It's everyone.
Everyone that does that is garbage. And COVID, unfortunately, even though I agree with him, is his controversy.
Yeah. And to kind of elaborate.
Whoa. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I'll make this quick. Since when is controversy someone's private medical records? Why does the world have to?
become
Why does the world have to know what
We
he
don't,
does?
but it's become controversial because look what happened
Sorry,
to
Ryan,
Australia.
let Ryan
Okay.
finish.
What happened to Australia at the Australian?
You're fine. And look, I'm a Djokovic fan. I'll be honest with you, I am. But what I'm saying is that objectively, when you look at him, side by side with Nadal's life in general is just a little bit quieter. You don't hear as much about it. Now, Djokovic being himself, playing with passion, yelling, doing what he needs to do, I don't really have a big issue with it. I agree with Carla. If you smash a racket and half the racket flies up into the stands and hits a little girl, that's bad. What happened at the U.S. Open was it's a shame because he didn't mean to hit the lady.
The lady couldn't duck.
The
She
lady
couldn't
couldn't
move.
duck. But again, Djokovic, I hate to say it, right or wrong, he's put some
He just
obstacles in his way.
He has.
And one thing that I like about Nadal is the way he manages a tennis match. All three of us are players. All three of us are established players. We know that when we play a match, we don't want to waste a ton of energy on things outside of hitting the ball well and trying to win the match. If I'm playing a match, I want to keep it between my ears, be very cerebral. I don't want to show a ton of emotion one way or the other because what I'm trying to do is hit the best shot that I can to get the 6 games before you do. And all this other crap out there, making all the noise, throwing my racket and whatnot, I don't have the mental energy to put out to compete and to do all that. So, one thing I appreciate about Nadal is the way he conducts himself on the court. I like that. He puts all of his energy and passion, and you see the passion in the fire in the way he plays the game, not by what comes out of his mouth. And I appreciate that about him.
So Ryan, let me ask you a question. If you were playing Nick Kyrgios, for example,
Mm-hmm.
how would you deal with the shenanigans in which was laid out to Tsitsipas? How would you process it? How would you get through that match and still come out victorious?
Honest to God truth, I wouldn't. I would just, okay, again, I'm here to win a match. I want to get to 6 before you do. What you do on your side of the net is your problem. Honestly, I don't.
So you would tune it out.
Yeah, I don't care.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. I'm coming out there to do a job. I'm going to do my job. You're not going to keep me from doing my job. If you want to go out there and make a mess of it all and act a fool, be my guest. I don't care. I just want to come out here and win this match.
So can I ask you a question? Ryan's a father, and Ryan, can I ask you a question? Do you think that if Stefanos Tsitsipas was a father or Nick Kyrgios was a father, do you think that Nick Kyrgios, A, would act that way with his son on the court or on the sidelines? And B, do you think Tsitsipas would be so gullible to that type of negative attitude if his son was in the audience?
I would hope not. I would hope that Tsitsipas would teach his son to handle it differently, to internalize it differently, because we all know what Kyrgios is trying to do. He's trying to get inside someone's head. He's trying to mess with them. He's trying to intimidate them. He's trying to use all of this extra crap, which, again, personally, I don't have the energy to do. I don't know where he gets it all.
That's all right.
I guess when he doesn't practice, I guess he has extra energy, right?
Yeah. And the only reason why I bring this up is when you know what gets me off? Do you know what gets me off? Right? Watching kids get better and making sure kids look up to me or to us, mm-hmm. and that they respect that we want to make them better.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm saying is when there is a professional athlete, I think when they have their own family looking at them, especially a son or a daughter, I think they snap out of that. So anyway, I don't think that Tsitsipas has grown up yet, and I don't think that Nick Kyrgios has either.
No. And to be honest with you, I don't think that Kyrgios, objectively speaking, would look back, let's say if he had children, and he would tell his kids, look, I did what I did in my time, but you need to be your own man, be your own person. I think that even he would have the common sense to know that the way he's gone about his business hasn't exactly been the best recipe for success. And in some ways it has worked for him. But like I said before, David Lee Roth, Axl Rose, Sometimes they were incredible. Sometimes they were terrible, but they sold out stadiums.
That's like fish shows. Sometimes you go to a good fish show, and sometimes they play. Look, you go to a fish show, they're playing great like 95% of the time. But sometimes
Your opinion, yeah.
sometimes you catch a 5% show, and you're a little upset about it. But nonetheless, the band recognizes it and they apologize for it. We play like shit sometimes. Same thing on the tennis court. We play like shit sometimes.
Going back to Novak is not a bad guy. Again, Nadal is not a bad guy. I think Novak fans have a hard time swallowing the fact that Nadal is a good person. Djokovic is a good person.
Great
He's
person.
done a lot for his country. He loves kids and stuff. Nobody's saying that. You know what I mean? They have a hard time the fact that Nadal has more slams. I get it. You guys have been quiet. You hate it. I hate the fact that Nadal fans hate the Djokovic fans, and Djokovic fans hate the. It's so stupid. At the end of the day, they're both human beings, just like Federer, just like Sampras, just like any player. They're all human beings. They have their own life. None of us know behind the doors what they do. We are seeing them as tennis players. Not you, Bussadar, not you, Trouble Mind. You don't know them personally. I don't know Nadal personally. They could be the worst sleazeball behind cameras, you know what I mean? Behind in their personal life. We don't know that. We are seeing what we see on TV. For us to suggest that Nadal is a bad guy is so stupid and childish. For us to suggest that Djokovic is a bad guy, stupid and childish. I'm talking about the way they act in the court. I'm not talking about their personal life. I'm talking about the way they act in the court. If my daughter was looking up to someone, Djokovic would be the last person. As a tennis player, Nick Kyrgios, the last person as a tennis player, Serena. No, I would not want her to act that way. I want her to act like a humble, courteous tennis player. I feel like Graf had the best sportsmanship because she acted right. And that's what I'm talking about. You guys have a hard time separating that because it's all patriotic, blah, blah, blah. He's Serbian, blah, blah, blah. And you guys can't open your eyes.
There is some.
Open your freaking eyes. We're separating them as people. We're talking about tennis players, what you see on the tennis court. I love Tsitsipas, but why I don't root for him? Because of what he's done.
That's right.
I'm 25% Croatian.
That's right.
Serbia is right next door to where my great grandparents were from. So I mean, I am a Djokovic fan, but I appreciate Nadal because he's a hard competitor. He does his damn job. And Djokovic is an incredible player. I think he's got the best return game in the history of tennis. I think that he's a great person. I think that he's a nice guy. I just think that he has not always put himself in the best position, whether by his own hand or not. I respect his beliefs for COVID. I wish he would get the vaccine because selfishly, I think the sport is better when he's on the court. Him not playing in 2 out of 4 majors this year, he probably would have won Australia. He's won it 9 times.
I agree.
He probably would have won or will win the U.S. Open if he played because he is still probably the best hard court, fast court player out there.
Agree.
He will more than likely win this Wimbledon, to be honest with you.
I agree.
He will, but with that being said, he is still someone who, when you drop a rock in a bucket, it makes waves. And Nadal just doesn't make as many.
Going back to Marby, Djokovic and Nadal are the best warriors in tennis, but Nadal's too politician. Guess what, buddy? It's like military. When you're in the military, you gotta shut your mouth and be smart and play it smart. You have to be a politician.
Sir, yes, sir.
Duh.
Let's go.
Duh.
Sir,
if you don't want to rattle things, be smart about it. So there's no controversy around you, even though you don't agree with it.
Get down.
You play the game.
You play the
to
game.
win.
No shit. Do you think that as a coach, there's times I don't want to tell students the real truth, but I can't? You gotta be careful. You gotta sugarcoat some things.
Some things.
I'm just saying, duh. You think at work you don't want to tell your boss, go fuck off? But you don't tell him that, right?
Good point.
You know my boss.
Yeah, right. Okay, look. Okay. Moving forward, one stat that I wrote this earlier today, and we don't have to talk about it, but this is a stat that I read earlier this morning at 04:30 when we were up. Nick Kyrgios in his last match had 50, that's 50, had 50 winners to 10 unforced errors. Do statistics like this make Nick Kyrgios the third favorite, if not second or first favorite, to win this tournament? If you are striking 50 winners to 13 unforced errors, you are having a turkey shoot and your scope is right on the spot. Does this worry Djokovic? Does this worry Nadal? Or are they still dusting off the shoulders with Kyrgios? Like, you got nothing, bro. Keep walking.
I gotta say 3 things. One, the statistic is very good because he's been serving very good, and that is legit.
125-mile-an-hour second serve aces ad nauseum.
I just think he goes for it.
That
Says,
is
screw it. Go for it.
Now,
What's he got to lose? That makes him even more dangerous.
Number 2, I was going to say this. I don't think that he is a favorite even then because of this. He is known to implode, and he could do it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He could.
What's another variable outside of this that may cause him issues moving into the second week of a major? Best of 5 sets. What happens in the second week? The fitness kicks in. The girls can get chubby like Ostapenko. Oh, you got big, girl. You got big. Ostapenko. Oh, damn, girl, you got big. Ostapenko. Whoa.
Because she's not that big. She's big for professional.
She's damn big.
For pro sports.
But she's
not that big.
Okay. But fitness kicks in the best of 5.
It does.
Fitness kicks in the best of 5. And we know that Nick will admittedly say he hates the gym.
Good for him for winning 4 sets. Because I thought if we would have gone to 5, he would have lost.
I think he knew that too.
Does this make Kyrgios the 3rd favorite? We know that nothing can rival 20 majors in 22, but out of the rest of the bozos still in the tournament, is he the 2nd favorite? Because everyone else really is bozos, right?
I still don't think so. Because, again, like you said about fish shows, Kyrgios isn't 95-5. He's more like 60-40.
Will you do me a favor?
I mean, he really is. Like, he's 40%. He might go into a tournament and you don't know what he's going to do. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just like you don't know if Axl Rose is going to sing.
Not that one.
You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. I just think that his history, albeit he can play some of the best tennis we've ever seen, I don't know if he's going to do it for 7 matches. I just don't see that.
I don't see it either.
Right. Can you answer, honestly, this is a good thing. I don't want to ask you.
Okay.
Within the next year, if Fish comes and plays, whether it's Atlanta, Birmingham, Oak Mountain, Gulf Shores again, wherever, if I buy you the ticket and you can stay in our hotel room, will you go? And obviously, your significant other as well.
Yeah,
I'll buy the ticket.
I'd love to.
There's Ostapenko.
I'd love to see it.
All right. So this is a recent picture of Ostapenko from Carla's perspective. Which one's Ostapenko?
Oh, shoot.
And look, I got a better picture of Ostapenko. I got a better one. Ostapenko was just spotted right up the street.
Nah.
Let's go, Ostapenko. All right, just saying. I think that Nick Kyrgios should be not only recognized as the 3rd favorite, but as one of the favorites. His fitness is the thing that comes into my mind. If he gets in a dogfight late in the 5th set against the likes of Djokovic or against the likes of Nadal, can he take it seriously enough to realize that the result?
I think he could be Nakashima.
Yeah, look, Nakashima's going to get obliterated. And look, but what I'm telling you is still, in all the years that Nick Kyrgios has been playing this sport, I still have not seen an ounce of him realizing of what his name could be in the history books when he has children and those children have children and those children have children.
Has children. If he ever finds a lady that actually wants to have children.
Carla, why do I push my boys so hard to make 36s perfect scores in the racing top of their classes, but they got close? Why do I push them so hard? Because they need to plant their seed and keep reproducing and being the shit.
It's not about being the shit.
I don't mean being the shit, but I mean
it's about
competing.
Being secure in life and knowing, having that knowledge.
I mean being the best. I didn't mean that was the wrong word, but being the best, working hard, being top of your class.
I mean, I hope Nakashima wins because I'm American, so I hope he wins. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't happy. Even though I used to love Tsitsipas and then I didn't. I wanted him to win because I felt it was better for tennis. I feel for Nick Tsitsipas that he could not pull that match. He made terrible mistakes. We watched one shot that could have gotten him a set point, hitting back to Nick at the net instead of
just gave it to him.
Yeah.
There was the match was exciting, but it was also at times very poorly played from an execution standpoint. I will say this, that as players, how many times have we said, man, if I had one more second to think, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm playing the other night, I'm like, Just lob the guy. Quit trying to hit a freaking passing shot. Like things like that. It's just sometimes in the heat of the moment you don't think clearly. There's a lot of pressure.
I think sometimes we don't think about our ego, and even though we don't have egos, we try to be humble and try not to think of our egos. But in the thick of it, at that nanosecond in which your decision has to come, passing shot or lob, we get wrapped up and we have to drill the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta hit the ball,
and not always, but with that much pressure on the line, 4-set, important match against a rival, I understand, but Tsitsipas again is a top 5 player. Rob is not going to make that mistake. He's going to beat him if they have to play, because he's been there, he's done that, he's mature, he's a full-grown man. He doesn't care about those antics. And when it comes time to make the shot he needs to make, he's going to make it, because he's made it to win 22 other freaking Grand Slams. So
you're telling me with that comment then, and I agree with you, the way I make it a long story short would be that Nick Kyrgios did not respect Stefanos Tsitsipas as a man, and he dissed him like that, and he won because Tsitsipas was affected by it.
Yeah, I think Tsitsipas kind of came under the pressure. I think that Tsitsipas is a better tennis player than he is,
but not a bigger man.
He just came under the pressure and didn't play well to win today. I think it got to him.
Let's go rowdy every lap. Let's go.
Okay, rowdy every lap. I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. Are you a Kyle Busch fan? Because rowdy is a NASCAR driver's nickname, Kyle Busch. You have said on comments before that you are a NASCAR fan. So I want to know, are you a NASCAR Kyle Busch fan? I want to know this.
I would have never figured this out.
Yeah, because rowdy is a nickname for a driver. He says yes. Did you see the documentary the other night that came out? I wanted to go see it in theaters. I didn't make it.
Great job. See, we found common ground here.
Yeah.
We found common ground. This is family, girl. This is what it's all about. Good job to recognize that.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I was hoping that Rowdy would be on today. But yeah, there was a documentary about, it was actually called Rowdy, that came out on Wednesday night in theaters for one night only. I was wondering if you saw it.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Capricorn says, discuss the fact that Iga got a bagel. Cornet won the last 6 games of the match.
We're going to start there now.
I predicted that Cornet would win yesterday. Justin laughed at me. He said, no way. I said, Cornet is tricky on grass, and Swiatek barely got through her last match, and I felt like she could have won that match. She did.
Yeah.
Same for me, Rowdy. Yeah, I hate that I missed it. I was going to go. I couldn't find a babysitter.
Excellent. Let's jump right in. So Iga Swiatek, by the way, goes down today to Elise Cornet, and I must say, Carla has been on fire this Wimbledon with calling women's tennis. She has been right about a lot of things, and once again, she was correct about Cornet beating Swiatek.
Too bad I didn't bet. Oh my God, Michael Walker. Michael Walker. Why didn't I bet? I should have put Anisimova. And then for SD Tennis, which is Robert, he made a bet with me, double or nothing, meaning that I would have taught him the lesson. He would have paid me double. I should have gone for it.
I wrote down. I was actually texting Robert this morning that Cornet would be tough, because Cornet has played somewhere around, give or take, 900 professional WTA matches. She's won slightly more than she's lost. She's won about 470, lost about 415. My point is, she's been around a long time. She's 32 years old. She's an established veteran. She's been in the top 50 in the world, kind of between that 50 and 30 range forever, it seems like. And she's one of these players that is dangerous in the middle rounds of a big tournament, because she has been known to beat world number one. She beat Serena Williams when she was world number one more than once, I believe 3 times. And Cornet's one of those players that she's been there, done that. She's not going to be intimidated by a young lady coming up who's on a hot streak who just won the French Open. She's not worried about that. Cornet knows how to win tennis matches. She's a professional. And
she's definitely a veteran.
And she's definitely a veteran. And today it showed. And look, I was texting it, Robert, SD Tennis. What it comes down to in the end is Iga is a fantastic player. She is deserving world number one. Everybody, and I mean everybody, no matter how good you are, even Roger, Rafa, Novak, everyone has a bad day. Today, Iga had a bad day. Cornet had a good day. And when a professional tennis player has a good day against a professional tennis player not having a good day, usually the one not having a good day is going to lose. Because there's not that much difference, honestly. But today, Iga had a bad day. I watched the match. Iga just was pressing, missing a lot, made a lot of errors. Cornet does what she does. She gets a lot of balls back, doesn't overpower you. Tried to place her first serve well. Iga didn't have a good day and it showed. And the streak comes to an end, and we all thought it would. So,
Yes.
And hopefully Cornet can do something with this. As a veteran, she's not going to have that many more chances.
Who does she play next?
Let me look.
Who does he got?
Hey, by the way, speaking of the Swiatek loss, and this is just a heads up for as we move into the U.S. Open. If you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button, because if no one wins,
And I picked Tomjanovic.
if no one wins the $600 for this tournament, we're gonna always bump it by 100, and it's like the lottery. We're gonna bump it to another 100 to 700 for the U.S. Open. But let me tell you the people that are left for the $600. I'll do it quickly, and I'll tell you who their selections are. After Swiatek lost, a lot of people were relinquished. Pretty much everyone, with the exception of 7, the very few. Okay, here's who's left. Carla.
But I won't win my 600.
But she won't. Yeah, she won't win her money.
Okay.
We're giving it to you. So if she were to win it, don't worry about it. We wouldn't. It would stay here. Okay, she has Rafa Nadal beating Novak Djokovic and Amanda Anisimova beating Ons Jabeur. If that happened, I'd be like, what?
Damn, I'm gonna hit myself because I could have bet big and won big.
Okay, SD tennis. Robert Frush is still in the mix. Robert, let's go. Robert is still alive with Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Novak Djokovic, with Djokovic winning, and Coco Gauff beating Ons
How is he
Jabeur.
still on? Because Tsitsipas lost in
Oh,
golf.
you're out. Sorry, brother.
Why are you throwing my name out?
You would know who you. Oh, you hold this.
Yeah.
Hold that.
I'm like, what?
Okay, she'll forget. She'll forget who she picked if we throw that out. Okay, yeah, Robert Frush, you're out, bro. Sorry, muchacho. Okay, Alice Kyrgios.
She lost.
Miss you, Robert.
He's
Wait,
out too.
Bye.
Bye.
Justin, what are you doing?
But if he lost,
So we're down to 6.
okay, here we
No,
go.
5.
This one's smoked toast. Is this one smoked toast too?
We're down to 5 people, not 7.
Mukesh lost too. He's
Whoa,
not.
I'm so happy.
Oh, Mukesh gone. Oh.
Oh, we're down to 2.
Tsitsipas is gone.
Oh!
Let's go! Come on!
No one won!
We do not have to give away $600.
No winners!
Yes! Come on! And the only person still alive is Carla.
Hey,
Woo!
I would like to offer a possible congratulations to Carla for possibly winning her own money.
Yes! Let's go! And here it is written down right here. What does it say?
No, he didn't do that on purpose. I swear, he didn't do that on purpose. He didn't look.
I didn't even know.
Hey, so
I promise you, we just got home teaching and it rained. We got here and sat down. This was earlier.
Thank you.
That came out epic.
let me ask you this. So now for whoever wins, it's like Lucas, right?
Yes, who gives a shit? WGAS is Lucas. Yes. But why?
You get your money for doing the fantasy thing, and if you win the fantasy thing.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. And the good news for all you is that we're gonna add $100 to
I
it
can't believe
and
it.
throw it to
Imagine
the
if
U.S.
I win.
Open. We're gonna do it for the U.S.
Well, I'm
Open.
gonna go shopping, baby, if I win it. 600 going shopping.
And you know you're not going to.
Wow.
Now you know already.
That was the plan. I swear.
You're not going to give it away at the U.S. Open. Without
You're
Novak,
not. That's the worst plan to do.
Without Novak playing, you don't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
It happens. Believe me.
Let's start the competition over for week 2. Ha ha ha.
People win the lottery, right? You can't play or you can't get paid if you don't play. It's like, oh, people are like, I wish I would win the lottery one day. I'm just the most unlucky person. I wish I would. When was the last time you played the lottery? Never. Well, what are you talking about? You gotta play to get paid.
I feel good that my picks lasted longer than you guys.
Let's go. And you're still alive.
I know.
If you think about it, she picked Rafa Nadal to beat Novak Djokovic, and she picked Amanda Anisimova to beat Ons Jabeur.
And he laughed at me.
Before the tournament started.
He's like, Anisimova, my shit gonna be Coco.
I have something about the Amanda
Good job.
Anisimova match. Look,
Excellent, actually.
Amanda's had a tough couple of years with her father passing away. I think she's also dealt with some injuries. I think that we all think at this table that Amanda is probably a top 10 talent.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What I wrote down for her is that her game has balance. She has, if you really watch her play, she doesn't have a lot of weaknesses. And I think that today it showed that she really has top 10 potential and some staying power. she could win this tournament. She has the game to do it.
She also has the very difficult part of her life that surely she has learned now, having had to deal with her father passing, to be able to channel that into making your dad proud when he's no longer here. I can assure you that Anisimova at this point is winning matches, and when she's shaking hands at the net, the match is over, and she's shaking hands at the net with the umpire, I can assure you she's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She has a,
Well, that's what
she has a
I
motive to
picked her
kick
because
ass.
I felt like she's been through a lot. It's been years of doing nothing, and I felt like she's trying to come back. And for me, grass, like Kvitova, that type of game, fast, serve hard, fast,
Yep.
is what makes you win a slam. And that's why I picked her to beat Jabeur, because I feel like Jabeur at the end of the day won't be able to handle her power.
Yeah, and Jabeur tends to overuse the drop shot. I think she kind of wants to bail out a point sometimes, and maybe part of that goes down to that she's not the fittest player out there. I mean, she's okay. But, I mean,
you hit the nail on the head.
You know, she's not going to want to grind that much. Coco Gauff, Carla made a comment yesterday's show that, there are holes in her game. And when she lost, I had a buddy of mine text me this morning. He was a casual fan, just maybe saw it on TV, that, oh man, I can't believe she lost. Well, I can believe she lost because, again, with her, she is very much so a top 10 talent and does have staying power, just like Amanda. And I do hope they both win slams, and I think they both can. But with Coco, there's really two things that I see with her. One is her forehand is just too flaky. It just goes off on her too much. She tends to want to hit this excessive spin. And I think sometimes it tends to land short, that she overcorrects, starts to hit long. The second thing is.
No, I'm still there.
Oh, crap.
I'm still there.
Second thing is that her serve can lack rhythm. She can have days where the double faults are high. Today, she just got beat by a better player. I mean, and at the end of the day, it was Amanda's day. And in Coco, she fought, but sometimes too good is too good. It just wasn't her day. But I think that it shows Coco that she has room to improve. And it's kind of like what Nadal said in his interview. It's kind of like, she's great, but she can continue to get better, and she should keep getting better. Today, I think, showed some areas that she can improve on, and I hope that she can learn from it. She had a great French Open, made the final, got beat by Iga, who was hot at the time. And today, just like Iga cooled off, Coco cooled off. It's just, there's definitely things she can still improve on, especially with serving forehand. Movement's good. Backhand's incredible. She does a lot of things right. Can play the net. Probably better than Amanda can, to be honest. So
yeah, Amanda doesn't have that variety yet. That's what I feel like Amanda's missing is variety. That's why I picked her. I picked her on the surface because I feel like grass has become more of a fast hard court. It's boom, 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 big. What do they say? Big tennis, and that's what she is. I feel like if Amanda Anisimova ever wants to be a Grand Slam champion, multiple Grand Slams, she needs to add the variety into her game.
I agree.
Instead of going for everything.
She's a flat big hitter for sure.
Speaking of Iga Swiatek,
James Schwartz asked, "Do you think her forehand is a huge weakness still, Ryan?"
For who?
For Coco?
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say it's a huge weakness, but it is a weakness.
I gotta get my throat dry.
I think that it's one of those things, Gene, that can be exploited in the right conditions. Depending on the opponent. You look at Amanda, the way she hits the ball, big, flat, hard through the court. Grass is fast. They play in the day is fast. I think it can tend to break down a stroke that has a bit of a hitch in it. Coco's forehand has a big take back. So does Swiatek, for that matter. And when you have that big take back, what happens sometimes is that if you don't position that ball just right, you can spray some balls. And at this level, it doesn't take much.
Yep. That's why I usually try to teach my students compact strokes.
Yes.
I've been trying to tell my daughter, no loop. You don't have time for that.
And what are we talking about, Lou? When we set up for the forehand, we must realize that we don't need all of this arm movement from here and around.
But you do it.
It takes too much time. Maybe I'm a child of the 70s and 80s.
I know, but you do it.
A
lot of people do it.
My father out there, he'll probably be watching, 84 years young, fine coach, great player, college player, grew up in the game. His father played, and I'm talking my dad's 84, and he grew up in the game. You're talking over 84 years of tennis. But there was a time where we would hold this Eastern grip all the time, or shake hands or continental, and we would
I played the same way.
We would point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. There was like 4 points. And now the points have kind of compacted and now it's just here. So now we're kind of just, we're not slapping at the ball by any way, shape, or form, but we're rotating and we're snapping. And look, I was watching some vintage film the other day of Chris Evert, by the way. We were watching a Bryant Gumbel special on HBO. We know Chris Evert. Chris Evert's a fine champion. Anyway, long story short, as we were watching her play, and we both said, and we were watching this just the other day.
Yeah.
And we indicated that Chris Evert would still be a fine champion today, as much as we don't like her attitude when she commentates, etc.
Right.
But she would be a fine player today with the modern rackets, with the co-poly or poly strings, and she would be the same player today that she was then.
Yes.
She had a snappy game. Anyway, obviously Graf and Navratilova, they all had it too, but I just thought about that because we watched something pertaining to
Yeah,
her.
I actually told Justin, wow, I can't believe that we don't talk about her as a great, great champion because, man, she's won, what, 7 French Opens, something like that?
Yeah,
She won.
And I
18
said,
slams.
but we
Yeah.
don't talk about her like that. We don't put her in that category because of her attitude.
Right.
Here's another player that,
Yeah.
because of the attitude has overshadowed her game, where
Yeah,
she
great-
really was a great player.
Great player, great timing. Great,
Yeah.
great timing. Very smooth strokes. Consistent as hell. Good competitor. Someone made a comment about why didn't Mouratoglou Academy fix golf's weakness.
we have a topic coming up about
All I can say is I don't know what ooh la la does for my forehand. It doesn't do much, but ooh la la. I hope it.
Do you know what he's talking about? Do you know what
I
Ryan's
don't.
talking about? There was an Instagram video where Patrick Mouratoglou was at a practice session with Simona Halep. And Simona Halep was serving the ball on a grass court. And Patrick Mouratoglou, let's say Carlos Halep, it was obviously designed for marketing. And so there was a video and Patrick Mouratoglou was like, hey, serve the ball like this, let it bounce there. And you go, ooh la la. And then she made one of those serves.
Like to go on the outside.
There was no one
even.
even on the other side of the court. And he was like, see, I bet you that wear some glasses. It was like Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le tennis ball.
Pepe Le Pew, yeah, we read each other's mind on that one. Good job, bro.
Go on that subject because this is something.
Okay, so we're going to shift gears to this subject then. So Carla, we woke up early this morning and we kind of were heading out the door and we wrote down kind of some information and some of the matches we wanted to watch. And do you know one of the matches that Carla said I'm especially concerned about? And that was the Halep match. Why? Because Carla didn't give a shit what the outcome was outside of the fact that she hoped Halep lost, even though she loves Halep, because she did not want Patrick Mouratoglou, oh la la, to get the credit for making her win another major.
I want her to lose this. I don't want Patrick to get the credit because he's going to say, see, I left Serena. Now I have Halep. Ooh la la, I'm the best coach ever. So freak that. No way, Halep go down.
Yeah, and we love you, Halep, we do. But
I don't want you winning because that a-hole should not get
we
credit.
want you to lose because Serena left him. Anyway, we want her to lose, not because we don't like her. We love her. Let's go, Halep. Come on, but we hope you lose. I'm so sorry.
Well, she plays Badosa in the next round, I believe, right?
Yes.
And that's going to be.
Badosa has a good chance.
Badosa has a good chance.
I don't think so.
Badosa Kvitova. Any comments on that?
Is Mike Walker on there?
Again, I said mentally, I thought that if Kvitova was not there, that she could lose that match. But I didn't watch that match. So
I watched.
Did you?
I did. I watched the first set and I watched a little bit of the second. The first set, Kvitova served for it, and she got broken. Got to 5-5. Badosa held and then broke to win 5-7. Second set was also very close. I think it was a 6-4 set. I think it was. I want to say it was 7-5, 6-4. And
she played Badosa?
Again, it went well into the set without any breaks. I think it was 3-3 or 4-4, and then finally Badosa got the break. I wrote down for Badosa just clutch. In terms of total points won, very close, similar. Badosa did win a few more points. But okay, Gene, 7-5, 7-6. Yeah, really good match. Badosa was just clutch in the tough moments. Really, honestly, should have gone 3. Kvitova should have won the first set.
So Tsitsipas is constant bullying with Kyrgios. He called him the evil side. I just saw that ESPN and popped up.
He called it the evil.
The evil side.
A good strategy. We've talked about this, but look,
Good versus
when you are at the highest level of any sport, let's look at Draymond Green. Let's look at the basketball player, Draymond Green, and lest we not forget athletes like Muhammad Ali, athletes like basketball players Michael Jordan. Even the young Slovenian Luka Doncic is talking smack, right? Sometimes to get in someone's grill and throw them off and make them think about their mommy or daddy up there is a good way to change the tactics. Now, do you know who used to pull this stuff a lot in tennis in the last 15 years? Gal Monfils. But Gal Monfils wouldn't do it so psychologically. Gal Monfils would slump over and act like he's about to die.
Yeah.
And then he would play Djokovic like at the U.S. Open, and he would look like he was about to die. And then Djokovic would fall victim to it for a brief moment. He might get broken and then lose another game, but then Djokovic would finally be like, wait a minute, what? Okay, and then he would finish demolishing him.
And then Djokovic rips his shirt and stuff,
Yeah.
That was actually considered, I saw a video, it's called the weirdest match in tennis history.
Tell us
I
about that.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Do you remember the match?
Yeah. It was a semifinal in the US Open. I want to say it was 2016, because I think that was the year that Djokovic lost to Stan the Man in the final in 4 sets. And Djokovic was just kind of coming into that period where he was kind of falling off, where Sam Querrey shocked him at Wimbledon. He just won the French Open, got his career slam, or something like that. And then it was just, things just kind of got weird after that. He played Monfils, and it was a very hot day in New York, Arthur Ashe Stadium. Djokovic got really upset. He ripped his shirt. Monfils wasn't acting like he was barely trying. He was just slicing forehands and slicing backhands. He wasn't even coming over anything. He was playing like a 3-5. And no offense, because 3-5 is still a good level of tennis, but he wasn't.
It is. We tend to forget that.
Yeah, no offense, but I mean, he wasn't playing like a top 20 professional player in a major semifinal. He was playing like someone who was just your solid club player. Djokovic was getting really irritated by all this. Next thing you know, Monfils turns it on and starts hitting winners, wins a set. Djokovic is furious, rips his shirt in half. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And it was around that time where Djokovic kind of, one of those things I was talking about, where it's like he kind of put stuff in his own way. It was like, come on, man.
Exactly.
It's just one of those moments where I thought Joker spent a lot of energy.
But fun times looking back, right?
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah, I don't feel like Monfils did it in a bad way.
Yeah.
But when Nick does it, it's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but because I think we read his intentions as different. I think we read Nick Kyrgios was kind of like thuggish, but at the same time, the same type of antics, knowing who they're coming from, they don't come off that way.
Oh, and I'm going to tell you guys, all you guys watching the show, I ripped a shirt one time on a tennis court, and then I realized, oh shit, I don't have another shirt.
Yeah.
So don't do that. I like this shirt. I don't want to rip this shirt. No matter how good or bad it goes, I don't want to rip this shirt. I want another one. So yeah, don't do that.
I still, you took your message off. No, I get ooh la la is a French word, but the way he said it was cringe. First of all, a slicer, help should know, obviously it was fake.
Can I read that comment? Derek Edwardson says Ostapenko is winning this.
Hell no.
No.
If Ostapenko wins this, man.
If that happens, good to hear from you, by the way. But if that happens, we'll figure something out. We'll have some fun.
Carl, I'm going to tell you what makes me cringe about the Hallett video.
Mm-hmm.
Slice serve wide to the forehand is for one thing only. Short ball return to the middle of the court.
Yep.
Open court to the backhand.
+1.
Guess what? No shit.
Yeah.
We know that.
Outside forehand.
We know that.
That's a +1.
We don't, and Hallett's won Wimbledon before. She's won the French Open. She's been Wimbledon 1. We know that. She knows that.
It's a
Come on,
+1
man.
spot. If you make,
The ooh la la was cringe. It has nothing to do with language.
Come on, man.
It has nothing to do. It's cringe. He's trying to act like
It's
he's
not-
like he's the shit, and he's not the shit.
if Halep wins,
Serena, he became the shit because of Serena, the way she was, what she was, not because of him. Let's be real.
Hey, trouble mine, Ryan, it depends on what's underneath the shirt. I'm also not ripping no more shirts. What's underneath the shirt is 10 years after 25.
Let's go.
I'm 35.
I'm still trying to keep in shape. Okay, all right. So let me ask you guys a question.
Ostapenko and I have a lot in common, don't worry.
Oh man, stop,
Can I ask you guys a question? I'm going to read you a statistic that I got earlier, and this statistic was actually because we were watching the match, and there was the stat that Iga Swiatek's her forehand, okay, her average forehand speed, in other words, when she hit the ball speed coming off the forehand wing was 78 miles per hour, okay?
Okay.
Rafael Nadal on average forehand speed at the French Open was 76 miles per hour. Now, Iga Swiatek's average serve speed was 102 miles per hour, whereas Serena Williams' average first serve speed is 120 miles per hour. Why is it that Iga Swiatek has such a great time, except today when she met Cornet? I get it, but she won 37 matches in a row. Give her credit.
Of course,
Why is it that Iga Swiatek would rarely drop a set, meaning she would always get a break, or she would always hold her serve, or at least for a large percentage of the time? Not always, maybe C average 70%, whatever. Do the math. During that 37 match win streak, if someone can answer this question right now, I'll send you 2 sets of Swiatek strings. 2 rackets you can string, no question. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say now. What the hell was I talking about?
If someone can answer this question, you were talking about how Swiatek, how did she hold serve over those 37 matches so easily, hitting a big forehand and not really hitting a big serve? A serve that's 15, 20 miles an hour slower than Serena.
Damn.
So,
okay. Anyway, I'll think about that and get back to it. But Iga Swiatek was able to do what she does because she's a spot player. She hits spots. She's not playing wait and see tennis. In other words, she's not sitting there waiting to see where the ball goes, and then she's not going to go there and just wait and see which way her opponent recovers, or whether she stays home on the outside or covers the open court. She's hitting her spot. She's thinking ahead. She's playing the corner. She's dropping. She's luring them in. She's playing deep. Oh, they're there. She's playing spots. She's playing chess.
But today,
Cornet outplayed her.
Today was,
yeah.
I hate to say it, Iga was just whacking the ball today. I mean, today was just, I watched the whole match. Today, Iga from the first game, I was texting ST Tennis, like I said earlier, and I said, one love, 2 love, 3 loves, Swiatek. She was swinging for the fence, and the fence is what she was hitting.
I remember the question, Ryan.
That's what it was.
Sorry to interrupt. I'll send 2 sets of Swiatek strings, Hexagon X red. We've all played with. Wonderful. If you can tell me in the past 20 matches, Vente, in the past 20 matches, how many sets has Iga Swiatek lost? In the past 20 matches, how many sets has she lost? And I can assure you it's not many. Maybe a scattering until today. She's a spot player. She plays great. The sky is the limit for her. She'll be back. The only problem I have with Iga Swiatek's loss today is this. Can she shake that shit off and go on another run? Because what happens is people get hot, and then they're not, and then they go away.
I think she'll be fine. And the reason I say that is because, remember, she had won a French Open a couple years ago. This tells me that she knows how to win big tournaments. She's gotten hot before. She got hot again. She'll get hot again.
She's going to stick with
it.
She won't be a one and done.
No, she's not going to win.
She won't be a mover.
Yeah, she's not going to be. No, she's not going to, especially not Statistical, for God's sake.
But
I mean, she's going to win. She's going to have a career where she's going to show up every 1 to 2 years and go on a run where she can win 10 or 15 matches in a row and maybe finish her career with 6 or 7 slams.
Okay, we've talked about one and dones a ton on the show, right? Anna Ivanovic. Do you know who's another one and done potential person right now as we speak? Barbara Krejcikova. She won the French, and she's lost again.
We knew that when she won the French Open.
Yeah,
we knew that already. We knew that though. That wasn't a surprise.
Are you willing to get a T-shirt with Krejcikova on the front saying "one and done"?
Yeah, and that's okay. She won 1 and doubles and done.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Great doubles player.
Mm-hmm.
And will still be a good doubles player.
And she's not bad. She's still keeping on there. I mean, she had a tough match. Yeah.
Top 20, isn't she?
Okay. Poll question. Okay. Well, you don't have to pull it out. But anyway, we all know the big 3 in men's tennis: Djokovic, Nadal, Murray, or Federer, whatever. And you could add the big 4 and 5 with Del Potro and Wawrinka and so forth. Anyway, if there was a current big 3 or big 4 or 5 or 6 even in women's tennis right now, would this be a good lineup? Okay. Iga Swiatek, already number 1.
Sure.
Ons Jabeur, okay. Coco Gauff, or is it too soon?
Too soon.
Who would the next 3 players be after that?
I would have to put Badosa in there.
Okay, fair enough. She beat Kvitova, a 2-time champion. Didn't Badosa win 2 Wimbledons?
And Badosa, also for the past 12 months has been a legit top 5 player.
Yeah, true. I give her that. Yeah, yeah.
And she's hot, and she's pretty.
Okay.
I mean, I would definitely take
That's
her to Waffle House or
Ryan,
Chili's
you need to do better than that.
Olive Garden maybe.
Let's go. Wait, you're gonna take the girl to Olive Garden?
Come on, Ryan.
Come on, bro. You're gonna meet Mendoza and take her to Olive Garden?
Well, we're tennis players. We like breadsticks.
Okay, I'll take that one. But man, you better take her to somewhere way better than Olive Garden.
That was bad, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah, no.
bad. I would have to say.
We can just cook here.
Declare yourself.
It's
To
always
me, me would be definitely Swiatek, Jabeur, Osaka. To me, I feel like it's still in.
It's still on the top. Okay.
Still in the top.
All right,
At
look
least
at
in terms of the level
Halep
she
would
can
still be
play.
in the top.
Yeah, Halep too.
Better than
She's
Mendoza.
kind of coming back. Yeah.
Drent Tennis says among one slam winners, Krejcikova is the best, or Krejcikova,
Yeah.
because she's young and she's a double specialist.
Yeah.
What about other and what about other one slam winners? Anna Kournikova, I mean not Anna Kournikova, but Anna Ivanovic is
Red
this
Lobster.
one.
Red Lobster is
But
like
what about Caroline?
bad seafood.
What about Caroline Wozniacki?
They have a good salad. Oh,
Right.
Rowdy Overlap. They have the hash brown bowls. Good man. That's-
Where?
Yeah. The hash brown
Oh,
bowls.
Michael
So,
Walker.
so where you
He even threw the lobster.
where you
up
taking
there.
me to our
Let's go,
anniversary,
Mike.
okay?
What?
Where we going?
What day is it?
Wednesday. We're going to IHOPs.
Wherever you want to go.
IHOPs.
We'll just have Ryan come back.
Wednesday's a long day for us. We have like the night clinic, so we'll probably be going to IHOPs with the kids.
That sounds good though.
Yeah.
And that's so our anniversary is on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that means we teach till like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to IHOP.
12 years, 13 years,
11.
11.
Yeah.
Let's go. Real pain in my ass.
Yeah,
for
I've been
that.
married. I've been married to my wife for 38. I'm sorry, 4. 4:38. They offered me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shifting gears just for a moment, and then
Ivanovic is definitely Outback Steakhouse worthy. And I didn't even think that food was great.
Rowdy Every Lap. I'm curious. Rowdy Every Lap must be in the southeastern United States or like in the Midwest. Rowdy Every Lap, where are you at? Because he's talking about Outback and he's talking about NASCAR. So he's got to be like in the southeast or the Midwest. But I'm doubting he's in California. And I'm doubting he's like in the really high.
Rowdy, I would Anna Ivanovic. I would buy her an appetizer.
Yeah.
South
Okay.
Carolina, all right.
Harmony Time, by the way.
South Carolina, he said.
South Carolina.
I knew it. There you go, Gamecocks. Let's go, Gamecocks. You know, I used to work.
Clemson. All right. Are you in college?
Hey, I used to work for Ford Motor Company, and I was a service manager for
Texas,
with
right.
Ford Motor Company. And the owner of the dealership that I was a service manager for was from South Carolina and graduated from the University of South Carolina. Let's go, Gamecocks, even though he's kind of a dick.
That's where I played my first challenger, by the way.
All right, South Carolina,
Really?
Yeah.
like Nag's Head or Hog's Breath or whatever.
I would have to look back on my record. Look at it. I don't remember.
Let's
But
go.
I went to South Carolina.
Let's go. Okay.
It was by a university. We played at a university.
Harmony Tan, the same girl that dissed her doubles partner,
That sucked. I hate that.
sucked. What's up, Harmony Tan? However, she whipped the shit out of freaking
Poor Bull Tower.
Voltaire, got demolished.
That's
Like,
because they didn't put her
what?
on center court.
Oh,
No
what?
inspiration.
She got thrashed.
Breadstick and breadstick, wasn't it?
That's
1 and
terrible.
1.
You could see it in her face. She was
Ooh, wee.
Yeah.
Voltaire, Leltaire. She looked like, whoa, what? Have you
Or
ever?
Spotch got COVID. She did.
Who did? Who was course match playing?
That's the partner. That's the town partner.
Oh, she got Carmen then.
Oh, she was.
Well, how would she get Carmen?
Because she made a big social
But
media.
you're the one that was like, yeah, you should.
She should, but she got what, that's just like God saying, look, if you talking like this shit, this is what you get.
I agree with you, Michael Walker. Serena has more muscle. Serena has more fat. That's fine.
Okay. Harmony Tan, enough with that. Either way, so Harmony Tan, by the way, not on the
She
list.
must be slicing and dicing a lot.
Harmony Tan plays Amanda Anisimova next.
Kick her ass. 1-1. 1-1. Center
It's over.
backing.
It's over.
Let's do an over and under. You guys know what over and under is when you bet over and under, right? Over and under. All right, so let's put the over and under at 6. So Harmony Tan would be +6 or -6, meaning if Harmony Tan wins more than 6 games, you win if you bet the over. And then if you bet the under, she wins
-6.
less than 6
-6.
games. So you would take Harmony Tan to win less than 6
Oh,
games.
yeah.
Yes.
So you are. So in other words, you both are saying that Amanda Anisimova, having gone through everything that she's gone through, losing her father, coming back on the scene, getting back in shape and everything, facing Harmony Tan, this
She can overpower her.
backstabbing,
She should overpower
doubles
her.
partner
Go for
shit.
it.
She is going to beat her 6-3, 6-2 or worse.
She can. With the slicer, put the ball away. Don't even give her a chance to slice it, please. I mean, she has no power. Overpower her. I've played many players that slice.
Carla has it.
Amanda is in shape, kind of. You know, Michael Walker, I've noticed she's gained a few pounds, but you know what? It looks good on her.
It does.
It actually looks good on her because she looks like a woman now, not as a kid.
You know what she looks like? She looks healthy. She looks happy.
And she doesn't show a lot of cleavage or skin and
Looks
stuff.
healthy.
So I like the way she looks.
So wait a minute, cleavage comes into the point of a tennis player? Like your boobs are.
Zachary, look at her stupid
She
outfit.
doesn't even have any boobs.
That's
How does
my-
she show cleavage?
That's my point.
Then your point was mute.
My point is that
How do you show
Amanda
cleavage
is big
without
on the
boobs?
top. She's big on the top, but she
Who?
kind of hides it.
Sakari?
Amanda
Amanda.
Anisimova.
All right, fair enough.
But she doesn't show it like some other girls would. She actually hides it. So she dresses
I
classy.
see a 6061 from Gene. That's possible, Gene. I think that's very possible.
Let's go, Gene Swart.
Look, I am not impressed with Harmony Tan. I think that.
And Gene and Thomas get paid anyway.
Look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that all three of us on the right day could beat Harmony Tan.
I agree with you.
I mean,
I agree with you.
honestly, because when I watched her play, I'm like, okay, you're gonna chip the forehand
Good
short.
job with my
Nah.
good.
You're gonna chip the forehand. You're gonna chip the forehand. I'm gonna come to the net and smash that shit. I mean, come on.
That's what
That's not
I'm.
even.
You could smash that shit.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's not.
I feel like Serena's footwork was off. She
And-
didn't set her feet right.
And I mean, she serves 91 miles an hour. We serve that hard. I mean, for God's sakes. I mean, there's nothing about her game to me that's worthy of a second round of Wimbledon. No offense to Harmony Tan, but I mean, you call her a pusher, Gene. Yeah, I mean, she kind
Put
of
the ball
is.
away,
She
yeah.
kind of is. She doesn't do anything. The only reason she beat Serena Williams is because Serena is very far out of her prime. Shouldn't have played the tournament to begin with, probably.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
But look. Okay, hold on. by the way.
Chobamai, when
By the
Amanda
way.
Anisimova wins, I'm gonna be thinking of you, buddy.
Hey, didn't you compare Harmony Tan beating Serena to Trevor Berbick beating like a 41-year-old Ali in 81?
Yes.
I mean, come on. It's like
Yes.
it's like if
That's a
someone
good metaphor.
it's
yes.
like if someone fought Tyson today at 55 years old and beat him. Well, come on.
That's a good.
You're supposed to, exactly.
That's a good comparison. That's a great. Muhammad Ali should have never stepped in the ring, and you could say very, very
Like
much.
someone playing Michael Jordan right now.
Yeah, like, it'd be like Kawhi Leonard or Steph Curry going to play one-on-one against Jordan. It's like, why?
It'd be
It's what's the point? You see what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, hold on, your hands. Right,
Hold on.
right?
I gotta delete this.
We got moderators.
There we go.
They're pulling it off. Okay. By the way, today when we get up, there's 3 things that I record in the morning. So we get up really early. I think for the most part, we get up at like 04:30, 0500. Before the sun comes up, and there's 3 things that we record. One is the local news to check the weather.
He does.
Local news for the weather. The
Hey,
second
there's
thing.
your mom.
Where's my mom?
Anna Davis.
Oh, what's up?
How
Oh,
are
you're
you?
feeling better, Mimi.
Let's go, mom. Let's go, mom. Dear mama, you are appreciated. Dear mama. Okay, but
I
anyway,
hope I see you in a couple weeks at the tournament.
let's go. Are you
You
playing
are.
that tournament?
He is.
Who are you playing with?
My college student Bailey Askin.
Let's go. I can't wait to film that match. Okay, anyway, Ashley Barty. We've talked about Iga Swiatek, and we've talked about Raducanu. Who the hell are you? I forgot what you even sound like, or what do you even look like, because there's no room for second place. But Ashley Barty on SportsCenter this morning. There's 3 shows that we record. We do the world news because I like to follow the Ukrainian war. Okay, I was raised military. I'm not really interested in much more than seeing the aircraft and their anti-aircraft artillery and cruise missiles. I'm interested to see how they work, because in the next life, I hope to figure that out even more so, like at the intergalactic level, right? I'm hoping to create laser beams and self-heat-seeking missiles. We'll get into that in the next life, Ryan. We shall be there. But Ashley Barty was playing a golf tournament in New Jersey. And she won her first round match. Now, why is Ashley Barty such a damn beast?
You have a fan. No, Minnie. No, Minnie's your fan.
Let's go, Namini. And by the way, this girl Namini right here.
I think she plays tennis too.
No, but Ryan,
She's dressed in white.
hey Ryan, this girl Namini, she gives me hell a lot. She has told me straight up over the years, or I think it's been years, that like you need to shut up. She's a pretty feisty girl. Am I right or wrong?
She's a tennis player,
All
dressed
right.
in white. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's not scared. She'll jump in and be like, "What?" Right, my life is better with Ryan in it. How about that? Mine.
Appreciate it.
Ryan's been trying to play
Likewise,
tennis with
likewise.
us for the past couple of times, and it rains,
Yep.
or we have family, or
Rained
something. Something. happened.
Yeah, I came, I know last time I think it rained today really hard where I live too. I live about an hour west of here in Mississippi, close to Biloxi. And, but yeah, we're going to get out there again soon. We always have a good time.
Yes.
Yeah,
And hopefully, Robert, you're not doing something with your in-laws or something.
right. You and Ryan were talking earlier. I was upstairs and I heard Ryan saying he hasn't lost a long time in singles. Now, to truth be told, I haven't lost outside of her, and I'm talking to other people besides her. I haven't lost in all the time. You've manhandled me, and I'm really hoping that I have an
Yes.
opportunity to get that back.
I hope we get to play soon.
It's rained like the past 2 times we've tried. We've tried twice,
We have, yeah.
and here we are.
I was hoping we could have done today, but we will soon. Hopefully before summer's over.
And you know what the crazy thing is today, I kid you not, I had a lesson at 9 with Jonah. I love you, Jonah. What's up, my bro? He's going to the University of Alabama next year. But I had a lesson with Jonah, and I was playing points, and I didn't sprint after balls at all because I told myself, you're coming later, and if I sprint now, I won't be able to sprint then.
See, you know what? That wasn't even in my thought. I just thought Ryan's coming. We're gonna
I
have
didn't think
fun.
Dude,
We're gonna have fun. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take Lily, and we're gonna beat these 2 bozos today.
no, I didn't think about that. I was just hoping to get a couple more games. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a big deal. When a dude is playing and you lose that bad, you want a couple more games. You have to
See, I know Ryan's after. I
just
know
want
Ryan's
a game
after
or
me,
two.
so I gotta watch out because he wants to beat me.
I would love to get some revenge. I thought about it. Many nights when I can't sleep, I lay there, I'm thinking, how in the hell can I beat Carl?
It's gonna be tough.
And you know what? Every time I feel like today, I felt it. And then the clouds came in, the wind started blowing.
It was like destiny, right?
Justin sent me a video. There's water gushing through Mirror Lake, and I sent him a video of my windshield wipers going like crazy. Couldn't see 10 feet in front of me, an ocean sprinkle. I'm like, well,
Yeah, he was like, it's just a sprinkle.
we're gonna go on ahead and do a little show today and have a little fun.
Yeah. And by the way, Christian Guerin, took out Jensen Brooksby today.
Good. I'm glad he did.
Yep. And Carlo, why are you glad?
I don't like Brooksby. I don't like his game.
Why don't you like
It's
Brooksby?
awful to look at. His service awful to look like. Just
He has
everything.
a very strange,
It's
when
everything.
he starts his service strange,
It's awful. Yeah, I don't like it.
he's got a very flimsy looking wrist, doesn't he?
I don't want American boys to think that that's how you should play tennis, and that's why I'm happy he lost.
Carlos Alcaraz has a match tomorrow against Yannick Sinner.
I feel like Alcaraz should win that.
I'm a little worried about one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yannick Sinner,
Center wins that.
I wrote down something that he won 35 service return points against John Isner.
That's good.
Why is that? Exactly.
Because he's a good server.
That's huge. And Isner only won 43% of his second serve points. Now, Alcaraz is a good server, but he's not an Isner server. Sinner is a good returner. And if he can get a couple of breaks, and with Sinner having the kind of serve and forehand that he does, Sinner reminds me a little bit of Sam Querrey. Similar kind of frame, long, lanky, and if he can land his serve and hit and go with the 1-2 tennis, he could really push Alcaraz tomorrow. My second concern with Alcaraz, and you guys made a comment
He
about
doesn't
this
look
too.
comfortable on grass.
He doesn't look comfortable, and he's spending a lot of energy with all the fist pumping and the noise.
Looking at his crowd.
Looking at,
Did I do that right? Did I do that right? Did I do
No.
that right?
showing like when he hit a great shot, again, like I said earlier, I don't have the energy personally to do a lot. If I hit a great shot and hit a big winner, I'm happy, but I'm not going to raise hell because you know what? I got to hit my serve again in 20 seconds. So it's hot out here in the South. So, I'm a little concerned that he may have a tough time against Sinner. I think Sinner is a legit top 20 guy. So is Alcaraz. Alcaraz is one of the 4 or 5 best players in the world right now, hands down. But he's not that comfortable in grass, and he's using a lot of energy
He looks odd. To me, he looks kind of weird. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Justin's margaritas are more important.
There's construction work going on across the hall, and
oh man, James says, hope Anisimova wins the title. That backhand thing is beauty. Me too. I picked her to win.
$600 of real money.
I picked her to win.
Oh yeah, and Gene says that center is too skinny. He needs more muscle. I agree. And you know what? I think it's going to come with age.
However.
I think it's going to come with age, Gene. I think that him being a long, lanky kind of guy, when he's in his early 20s, mid 20s, he's going to fill out.
Yeah, I feel like he will fill out. He's still growing into his body. So I feel like Alcaraz technically should win that match. I didn't want him. Thanks for that. I still got to cook dinner.
It's all right.
Alcaraz is the better player. He's a better athlete. But
redheads don't win slams.
But Justin, the statistic that I wrote down for center is that center won 35 service return points against John Isner.
That's a good number.
And it's fantastic.
With such a big serve.
And Alcaraz does not serve like Isner. And center can return, and he can hit a big forehand. I think Alcaraz is going to have a tough time.
Boris Becker's a redhead. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Boris.
Center looks like Djokovic 2005 version. Yeah, there's different versions of Djokovic. Late 2015, Djokovic was looking kind of skinny too. I think Djokovic goes through phases with his diet. He loses too much weight sometimes, in my opinion.
So when I got up, did you hear that Ryan said a sentence? This is funny. This is funny for me. One of my favorite movies was I forget the name of it. It was a guy that was learning. Anyway. So you said, quote, "It's hot out here in the South."
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember a movie where there was a guy that was like, "It's hot out here for a pimp with money with the money."
No, I don't remember.
You remember the movie? Do you remember what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It is hot out here in the South. Believe me, it is really hot out here in the South. I thought that was fun.
It's been a very hot summer, and I'm grateful for the rain and the cloud cover, but I'm disappointed that it's canceling matches. And for these guys, some lessons, and hopefully, in a couple of weeks, we'll have a little break for the tournament so we can get 3 days of good tennis out there.
Hustle and flow.
Hustle and flow. Yes. Who said that?
Rowdy.
Let's go, Rowdy every lap. I was like, when I said that, I was thinking about some man. These bozos, you know what I'm talking about. Hustle and flow. Yes.
Yes, I'm a bozo because I have no clue what you're talking about.
Let's go. Let me get some. Oh, if I play it, it'll be monetized. Let's go, bro. South Carolina SC. That's it. Gamecocks. It's kind of hot out here for him. That's what he said. It's too damn hot here to play some tennis. That's what he was saying, right? Love it. Okay, Christian Garin, by the way. Christian Garin took out Jensen Brooksby. We know that, right? Christian Garin, by the way, at one point was number 17 in the world in 2021. It's number 44 in the world currently. He made the 4th round of Wimbledon in 2021. He made the 3rd round of the Australian Open twice.
Okay.
He made the 4th round of Roland Garros in 2021. He made the 4th round of Wimbledon in 2021, as well as now in 2022. And he made 3 times the 2nd round of the U.S. Open, 19, 20, 21. Okay? Garin, by the way, I mentioned this because of one damn thing.
He's from Chile.
No, forget all that.
He's Spanish.
No. You're missing the picture. Why am I mentioning this? Christian Garin was supposed to play Matteo Berrettini in the 1st round.
Yeah. He was, and that would have been difficult.
He took advantage of it.
Not playing, no.
Yeah.
Christian Garin was supposed to play Matteo in the 1st round. Now, by the way, can I ask you one objective question? I want you to think seriously about this because I thought about this before I wrote it. See, when I write stuff, I don't tell. I want them to answer subjectively or objectively. Okay, so let me ask you a question. There are no points being awarded to anyone this year outside of the feeling of having won Wimbledon, the granddaddy of them all. But there's no ATP and no WTA points at all because of the Russians and Belarusians. Whatever. Okay. Berrettini made it to the final last year.
Yes.
And he lost. He still has to stand up for 1,500 points. If there are no points awarded, why in the hell would he want to risk losing 1,500 points when he can just save it till next year?
Well, everybody loses it. Even Djokovic, if he wins, doesn't defend anything.
Well, exactly. It's just a mute
They
point.
all lose it.
So what I'm getting at is Christian Garin was supposed to have played Berrettini in the first round. Berrettini, I can't play for whatever reason, COVID, whatever. Garin moves through the first round against Michael Yimmer's younger brother, Elias Yimmer.
Elias, yeah. What are they? Swedish, right?
Yes, and fine young men they are. And then Garin rolls through Hugo Grenier from France.
Humbert can play.
Yeah, no, Grenier.
Oh,
That's definitely not blonde. That's a redhead.
Then
Just saying.
Then Garin goes through a really asshole-ish Brooksby that yells at people. I have a friend, he's a really good player, Jody Crane. What's up? I love you, my brother. Seriously, Jody Crane won a really high-stakes tournament with your brother. And for him to win that with Bolton and Morgan over there, who are really solid players, I would never bet against those two. I would look, if you and I played Bolton and Morgan, I'd rather not play them.
I'll play them in singles, not doubles.
It's like singles with
I
doubles.
kick your booties.
Yeah, I'll play either one.
For sure, I kick your booties.
Yeah, I'll play either one of them in singles, but I don't want nothing to do with them in doubles. They can have that. You got the trophy. Don't want nothing to do with it. I would just kind of run Morgan Bolton the first set.
I would hit the Steven forehand. I coach him.
Rob, just tire him out, and then finally just kill him with fitness. But
Right.
Doubles, I don't want nothing to do with them. Anyway,
Here's another picture, redhead.
That's red.
There you go, THK. I can find more. Okay, here we go.
who?
Redhead.
Who are we talking about?
He's not blonde.
Boris Becker.
Oh, Boris Becker is a redhead.
He's a redhead.
Boris Becker is definitely a
It's
redhead.
a redhead. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get real. It even says it on his thing.
Look, my dad, what's up, Dad? My dad used to
He's called it blonde as he got older.
Yeah, my dad used to serve me up breakfast with Stefan Edberg versus Boris Becker matches when Becker was 17. He used to serve him up to me for breakfast. He's a redhead for
He's
sure.
a redhead. He colored his hair blonde. But he's definitely, it says ginger. All you gotta do is look at his eyebrows and stuff.
Okay. By the way, once again, Christian Garin took advantage of Berrettini pulling out. Did anyone ever answer the question? Did anyone else ever answer the question? Is Rafael Nadal playing the best tennis of his life right now?
No.
Okay.
We already talked about it.
I think he might be, even though 2010 was a year to rival. Okay.
He's not. The players suck more.
Moving into the second round, moving into the second week of Wimbledon in men's tennis, when it's the best 3 of 5. We know that females, no disrespect, I'm not being sexist or anything. I'm just saying in men's tennis, there's 3 out of 5 that happen during majors, and everything else is 2 out of 3. In women's tennis, it just remains 2 out of 3. When we get to the second week of majors in the best of 5, it becomes fitness. Does Nick Kyrgios have the fitness to stand up against the like of Djokovic 1 or Nadal 2 in the best of 5 moving forward, even though he just went through a nail biter with Tsitsipas?
No, I don't expect him to come through the quarterfinal. I think he'll make the quarter. He'll beat Nakashima, but I don't think he'll beat his quarterfinal opponent. I think that'll be Rafa.
Yeah.
So he'll lose that in 4 sets. He'll probably win a tiebreak, but as good as he's serving, but I don't expect, because Rafa's not going to be intimidated by him. He doesn't care about his antics. He's going to prove a point that, professionalism and hard work is going to prevail in the end.
Do you think, though, at some point Kyrgios will finally? Okay, let me make a metaphor. Does anyone?
We're still talking about Nick Kyrgios.
No, has anyone ever out there ran miles in jogging? Forget. Okay, so
Garin or Minor.
As an aspiring runner, we run for a little while and we're like, why am I doing this? But all of a sudden you run long enough one day and you hit that runner's high. You hit that runner's high and it just pushes you through and you're like, oh my God, I want to run for the rest of my life. Right? It just happens. Do you think there's a point in Kyrgios's life where he'll catch that tennis high and he'll want to ride that high through the gym and through the practice court?
Too late, Justin.
You think it's too late for you? So the poll question is: you do not think, Carla, and you do not think Ryan. So the both of you are opposed to me. the both of you think it's too late for Nick Kyrgios to find that tennis high.
Yeah, I think it's too late. I think that he's too entrenched in his lifestyle. He enjoys the party life. He enjoys being who he is, being the show, being the rock star, the one who doesn't always come out there and put on a good performance. I think it is too late. I wish that he would, and I wish that he would have. But
Rolling.
No, I'm talking about this.
he, I don't expect that out of him. No.
Okay.
No, it's too late because, I mean, he's what, 27, 28?
Yeah, he's in his later 20s. I mean, he's getting into the second half of his career. And I mean, will he mature some? Sure. Will he? But I think by the time that happens, his physical prime will have been past him. And is it possible that late in his career, he gets it together well enough to win a Masters 1000 or maybe even a Grand Slam? Maybe. But he, instead of being a guy that could have been, you know, a first ballot Hall of Famer, I mean, no. I mean, it's a bit late in the game for him to rewrite his resume.
I like that THK comment. Nadal is a beast, plain and simple. Let's go. Best volleys on tour. I like that. Some vibrant there. Okay. By the way, we've seen Nick Kyrgios now prosper very much with having his girlfriend in the stands. We've seen Rafael Nadal prosper here in this year because he's found out he's a father and he's married and it's so beautiful. It's like, oh baby, I do so good. You do so good for me. I just play so good for you.
You're talking like Patrick. You're talking like Patrick.
So I'm speaking a hybrid of Patrick Mouratoglou and Nadal. So it's like, okay, anyway, and I'm gonna ask Carlos, I'm gonna ask you this, Ryan, and I hope you answer this like very mature adults. Okay. You both have children and you're both wonderful people and you both go through the thick of it all the time. You fight, you're soldiers, you're in the trenches. Okay. Let me ask you this question. Does having a happy relationship, say with your wife, your girlfriend, help us, especially we're in the semifinals or quarterfinals or fourth round of Wimbledon?
Sure.
Does it help you to have stability in your box?
Absolutely. I mean, it's always a good thing to have positive energy in your life and anything that you do, whether it's just getting up and going to work in the morning or you're playing in the semis of a tournament. I mean, anytime you have people around you that bring you joy, I think that's a great thing for anything.
Agreed.
So, I mean, it can't hurt. I think it is good for him. I think the problem with someone like him is how long can he hold on to it before he screws it up?
I agree.
No disrespect to Nick, but I mean, knowing how he is, I mean, Carlos said earlier we were looking at her in the stands, like, it can't be easy dealing with him, unless he's just a great freaking actor. But I mean, it can't be.
No.
And someone like that, it has to take a lot of energy to even be around him on a day-to-day basis. It's always good to have someone in your corner, in your box that has your back. And whether they're your spouse, your friend, a coworker, anything. So it's always a good thing to have that.
For me, I can't imagine being with that guy. Seriously, I can imagine
Kyrgios?
like she has to look a certain way, dress a certain way, tap a certain way, answer a certain way. I'm sorry, no thanks.
And hopefully he's not that controlling.
No,
I mean, but
oh my goodness,
who knows?
Okay, this is written earlier. What does this say? Carla says, "I feel sorry for Nick Kyrgios' girlfriend." I wrote that earlier. Do you agree or disagree with Carla? Do you read that? Carla says, "I feel sorry for his girlfriend." I wrote that earlier in the topic. Would you feel sorry? And let's talk to some of these ladies out here.
I can't imagine that. Has to be.
Do you feel sorry for Nick Kyrgios' girlfriend?
It would take a lot of energy being with someone like that. And I think that my biggest question about, being with someone like Nick Kyrgios would be, is he a person that always has to have, does he have to be the show even when he's off the court? Is it always the Nick Kyrgios show? Is it always going to be, tell me how good I am and how great I am all the time about everything? Is it always like that? Is it always one of those relationships where 90% of the time is about pleasing Nick Kyrgios, whatever the hell he wants? If it's like that, yes, I do feel sorry for her because that's not a very good way to live.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what happens in their daily life, but looking at his antics on and off the court, I can imagine he would be a difficult person to be with.
Well said.
I can see in just the way she has to dress,
Well
maybe
said,
do her
Bro.
nails,
Perfect.
look a certain way.
Yeah. Takes a lot of energy. Like someone said, he lives for drama. and that can be fun in the short term, but for the long period of time, that just wears someone out.
Capricorn says this is time for #shade. Shit, funny. Oh, that was funny.
I remember I had a boyfriend, my first like serious boyfriend, and he's like, my girls before would do their nails, French manicure, blah 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 blah, and I looked at him and I said, well, you're not with the right girl.
Yeah.
I am never changing myself to look that way.
Yeah. Hey, Capricorn, will you do me a favor? After this video's done or whatever, when you have time, and go to YouTube and look up a fish, PHISH, and then look up their song Shade, because you just put #shade. So sometimes us fish fans will have a thought and we'll think about what the song's about, and then us fans will hashtag the same thing. So your hashtag might have went towards a fish type thing. Check it out. Check out the song Shade by Fish. Okay, anyway, don't mean to say that, but that's a hashtag we use a lot on a different context. Interesting.
Have we mentioned the American men today?
Oh, no, go ahead. Go with it.
I just want to say big congrats to Nakashima, Tiafoe, Tommy Paul, Taylor Fritz. I wrote down in my notes earlier that Taylor Fritz is knocking on the door of being a legitimate top 10 player. I mean, he won Indian Wells. He played well in Miami. He had a little injury issue there, didn't do good on the clay, but now came back, won Eastbourne, and didn't have the lull of winning the warm-up tournament, is won Eastbourne and made the second week, beat Demonar, who was the defending champion, I believe, in the semis in Eastbourne, which is a good win, because Demonar can play on grass, and he shows that. He's in the second week as well. But good job, American men. Tomorrow's 4th of July. Really special to have.
No, I think Monday's the 4th of July.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Monday's 4th of July. Yeah, you're right. Monday's 4th of July. And it's just special to have 4 American men that are still left in the tournament. Do I expect them to win the tournament? Absolutely not. But it's just good to see.
I love seeing the American men.
And
For
kudos
real.
to them.
I'm going to be rooting for Nakashima.
The problem is
I'm going to be rooting for Fritz because he looks like Jonathan.
The problem is no one remembers second place.
It's okay though, but I'm going to be rooting for them because, they're American. Not only that, I like Fritz.
Yeah, it's like, it's like
who else is who else? Tiafoe. I'm definitely rooting for Tiafoe. I feel like he could beat Goffin for sure.
Yes, he could.
Let's make at least 3 guys get to the quarterfinals.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Maybe have one get to the semis.
Yeah, and by the way, the courage of Mike Walker out there, love you, my brother, for sure, in New York.
Tommy Paul.
He had the courage to bet on Tiafoe to win the tournament with great odds, but that's a great bet. Did we add to that?
He didn't add it. I was going to add Anisimova, but.
I like Tiafoe's coach, Wayne Ferreira.
Exactly. Great player, too.
I like Wayne Ferreira.
Great player.
I was a fan of his back in the day.
Me too.
In his day, you could kind of put him in the same category as like a Marin Cilic, like someone who's just kind of around and kind of in it, but they're a dangerous person. On the female side, kind of like a Cornet is.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to call hypocrisy to John McEnroe and Chris Fowler today, calling the Kyrgios and Tsitsipas match. Why? The first 2 sets, John McEnroe and Chris Fowler, go check it out, ESPN, hashtag that shit, because I wrote this watching your stupidity. I like you both as men, but your play calling was fucked up, because for the first 2 sets, you quote unquote called Nick Kyrgios a circus act. He should be withdrawn. He should be defaulted. Both of them. Both of you, McEnroe, with your used to bitch at fucking umpires.
All right, stop cursing your mom.
Come on, McEnroe, you were the worst in the business. You were the worst in the business, McEnroe. You were when I was like 8 years old, I watched you play in Southern California with my dad, and I got scared. I was even watching you play because you were such an idiot. I kid you not. I was like, asked my dad. He's there. Hideous the way he treated umpires.
Oh, I got a for it.
However, Chris Fowler and John McEnroe, after Kyrgios won, said, and I quote, "He is good for the game." I'm going to leave it at that. How are you going to say he's a debacle, a circus act? Get out. You suck. Retire. Get the, and then all of a sudden he wins and you're like, whoa, he's good for the game. Shut up.
He sells tickets. He's not what is best for the future of the sport. But he does sell tickets.
Fall till you fall, bitches.
Yeah, but they did not. I heard that too, that they were dissing him in the first 2 sets, and then they come on and say he's good. They're kissing his butt after the match is over. I don't like that. I mean, keep your stance.
Yeah.
If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. Just because he beat a guy doesn't mean that he's, come on.
Yeah. Whatever. All right, that's all I got. That's it. All right. Adios. Let's go. Stay true. Always be kind because everyone you meet is fighting a tough battle.
Let's go Djokovic and let's go Nadal. Hope to see you guys in the finals. I would love to see these two guys face again.
Oh, Joker,
Thank you, 5K Tennis, for having me back on. I hope you do it again real soon.
Joker, no.
Your mom said she was there too.
Where?
At that match.
Oh, my mom was there. My mom saw it. See, even my mom saw John McEnroe act like an asshole. Thanks, Mom.
Adios.
Bye, y'all. That was fun.